Good morning. Okay, so I'm now following on from my covering your under eye dark circles video. So whether you have just used green concealer to cover your redness, whether you've used an orangey kind of concealer or blush scents to cover your under eye circles, we're now going to cover over the top of the green and the orange. So I'm going to use foundation today, but you could use tinted moisturiser if you wish to, whatever your preference is. So I'm using the Make Sense foundation from Senegence because it contains no oil. So it's non-comedogenic, so it doesn't block up your pores, it doesn't create extra bacteria, and it doesn't slide off your face in the warm summer months, which is absolutely incredible, as well as being transfer proof and water resistant. And it also adapts up or down 3 levels to your particular skin tone, which is insane technology. So this is cream beige, but in kind of winter months when I haven't got so much colour to my face, I normally wear almond, but because of the colour changing technology, I could still wear almond because it would still adapt to my skin tone. I just happened to pick this one up first, so that's what I'm using. So with your foundation or tinted moisturiser, when you are going over your colour correcting concealer that you've done, whatever colour correcting you may have done, like you did with your concealer and dabbing it into place, that's exactly how you want to apply your foundation or your tinted moisturiser. I like to use a brush. You can use your fingers if you wish to. You can use a blending sponge, but the main thing to remember is, just like the concealer, you want that dabbing motion to blend it into your skin rather than a swiping method. If you use a swiping method, before I put anything on, for example, literally going like this, all you are doing is moving the product around your face, and however long lasting the concealer is underneath, you are going to be dislodging where you put all that colour correctingness. So you're going to be kind of diluting all that colour correcting that you've spent time doing. So you want to do it in this kind of dabbing motion to keep the concealer underneath exactly where you've put it. Plus, as you're doing this kind of buffing into your skin with your foundation or tinted moisturiser, it also acts as, it brings the blood vessels to the surface of the skin, so it's going to give you a much smoother finish, and it's going to give you a more glowing effect once you've finished applying it as well, which we all want that glowing finish to our skin, don't we? So I personally like to use kind of a flat, very flat brush first of all, and you can either obviously pop a tiny bit on the brush, or you can pop a bit on the back of your hand to use, or on a piece of tinfoil or a palette, however you want to do it. So I use the flattish brush to literally place the foundation first of all where I want it to go. So I think first of all I'm going to do one half of my face so that you can see the difference of it then covering up all your colour correcting. Then I take it's kind of a fluffy brush. This one's got more of a flattish head. You want kind of either a very flat head or a very slightly domed head, but it needs to be quite fluffy, but it needs to be quite firm. If it's too soft, it's not going to buff very well. So it's quite firmish. And I'm then literally just buff, like I said, with that tapping motion, that foundation into place. And if you keep obviously just going over and tapping, it's going to blend it as well. You don't need to swipe to blend, because you are literally just diluting that product and moving it around your face. It's not actually putting it where you want that product to be. So there's that area first of all. And you can see with this particular foundation, depending on the coverage that you want, just how very little product you actually need. So I'm just working down this area. Make sure you go further than your jawline, underneath onto your chin and your neck, because no one likes that harsh line around their jawline, do they? You want that to be all nice and blended in. And obviously because it blends up or down 3 skin tones, it's going to blend in, even if you've got some colour on your face, it's going to blend in with your colour on your neck up to your face anyway. So there we go. And I like to just take a little bit, as you can see, to work with at a time to blend in, rather than putting it all over. But if you want to put it all over and then blend it in, do it however you find easiest to do. And like I say, if you want to use your fingers to tap it into place, use your fingers. If you want to use a blending sponge, use a sponge, whatever you feel the most comfortable with. So there we go. So that's all over this cheek now, which, as you can see, has totally covered up the green concealer, but it has also still completely covered that redness. Because we've not swiped it around, you still can't see the redness that I had on my bare skin, but equally you can't now see the green concealer either. Awesome. So let's pop some on my chin and blend that in as well. There we go. And if you wanted a heavier coverage, you could put on tinted moisturiser first and then foundation over the top. Equally, if you just wanted to use foundation, you can put more than one layer of foundation on, because these products are designed to be layered. So whatever coverage you personally like, they're designed to be layered without still having a cakey appearance. So you can put as many layers on as you like without it appearing cakey, without it cracking and getting lines on your face, and without it feeling heavy, which is awesome. These products, the tinted moisturiser and the foundation, are literally so lightweight that you don't feel like you're wearing them at all, which is awesome. So there we go. Just now working up the side of my nose so that I'm now coming into this under eye area to cover that. So I'm just going to still take this little brush, and at this point you could switch to a smaller brush like this, but obviously a smaller version, or you could use your fingers to then dab it into place. But remember, we are still dabbing, not swiping, because swiping is just going to literally move the products around your face. So just going to dab them in. There we go. And I'm just going to then take the brush just to finish that off, blend in so that there's no line. There we go. Totally covered all my orange colour correcting for my dark under eye circles, and totally covered all my green colour correcting to reduce the redness on my cheeks and my kind of blemishy area. Totally sorted. And like I say, if you wanted to put another layer on, if you wanted a heavier coverage, you absolutely could. For me, I prefer a lighter coverage, so this is absolutely fine for me. So I'm now going to pop off camera and go and do the other half of my face, and I will see you guys very soon, and we will talk about covering blemishes. Bye for now. Hey guys, as I was editing this foundation video, I realised there was a couple of things that I forgot to tell you. Idiot. Anyways, so I thought I'd quickly jump back on and do like an addition at the end to tell you these couple of things that I sillily forgot. So our foundations they have the equivalent of an SPF. Now, an SPF is a chemical sun shield. So it's a chemical shield against the sun's harmful rays. And it's a chemical shield because it's created using a mixture of different chemicals to create that barrier against those harmful rays. Now, our foundations have a natural sun shield. They have a natural mechanical shield. So a mechanical shield is a natural sun shield. It's basically the same as when you put on a layer of clothing over your skin to protect it from the sun. So, you know, like sometimes when it's really, really hot outside, to protect yourself, you'll put on a t-shirt to prevent, obviously, this area of you burning. That's exactly the same as this. So the foundations have the equivalent of an SPF 15, but it's all natural. No chemicals. Absolutely amazing. Also, where the foundation has the equivalent of SPF 15, if you was to use our daytime moisturiser or our tinted moisturiser before applying your foundation, both of those products also have a mechanical shield that is the equivalent of SPF 15. So if you'd used either of those products before applying your foundation, you'll have a total of an equivalent of SPF 30, which is then going to really protect your skin from all those sun's harmful rays. Plus, they have an environmental shield in them as well. So whilst you're wearing them, they also protect your skin not just from the sun, but from other environmental factors as well, like the wind and pollution and all of those kinds of things, which is absolutely awesome. There are not many products that also protect against environmental factors. The other amazing thing is that you get so much value for money out of these bottles because they have an airless pump. As you're using them, the pump rises up. So like with this one, which is my tinted moisturiser that's nearly empty, the pump simply rises up. So as you can see, you get every single last drop of that product out of the bottle, which I think is absolutely amazing because I don't like wasting anything. I want to get all of my value for the money that I've spent. And as I mentioned earlier on in the video, these foundations, the Make Sense Original rather than the anti-aging, as they also do an anti-aging version, which has extra moisturising and hydrating properties for more mature skin. But the original Make Sense foundations don't contain any oil. So whereas with a lot of other foundations you find throughout the day, they've either simply wiped off, or if you've got a bit warm and hot and sweaty, they literally start to slide off your face. Because these don't contain any oil, that is not going to happen. Plus, the other awesome thing with these foundations is that they are transfer proof. So they're not budge proof the same way that Lip Sense is or the mascara is and things like that, as in but they are transfer proof, meaning that, you know, sometimes when you're out trying clothes on and that with a normal foundation, if you was to try a white t-shirt over your head, you end up with them smudges of foundation on it. Or for example, our bridal clients with their gorgeous wedding gowns, this is transfer proof, so it's not going to end up all over your clothes. Absolutely incredible. Plus, it's not going to end up all over the insides of your mask. Now, as it's transfer proof, not budge proof, if you were wearing a mask for a long period of time, like maybe you're having to work in it for long hours, you may get some slight residue and transfer come off onto your mask. But generally, if you're just wearing it to pop in the shops and stuff, you're not going to get anything come off on that mask at all. Like I say, if you was to wear it for quite a few hours, because there is that natural abrasive action between the mask and your skin, you may get a very slight amount of transfer, but hardly anything. Absolutely nothing compared to other brands whatsoever. Your mask is not going to smear it all over your face and have it all over everywhere and literally wipe it off your face by the end of the day. No. Awesome, right? It really, really is the best foundation ever, which is why we use it on all our bridal clients, because quite frankly, what bride wants to get foundation on her beautiful wedding gown on her big day? Absolutely no one. So anyways, have a wonderful day. See you all soon.